Hey everybody, 5thHorseman here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we're back in familiar territory. We're in the space plane. I'm sorry, not the space plane here. We're in the vehicle assembly building, and I'm going to play with something I have yet to fiddle with in this game here, and that's the Octo. I love this guy. He's awesome. You know why he's awesome? Because unlike the Stay Putnik, you can put something on top of him and on bottom. It's like a whole new thing. I can't believe there was one so low in the tech tree and I didn't get it because I was avoiding airplane stuff. I'm going to be using this thing all the frickin' time. The only time I'm going to stop using this is when I buy the smaller Octo, the one that's really thin, because that was always my favorite probe core. So anyway, I'm going to make... I don't have anything. I don't have any sub-assemblies. I don't have any ships because I lost them when I upgraded. I didn't lose them. They're still sitting in a save, but I'm not going to bother with them. I'm going to build an all-new probe with the goal that it's going to have enough fuel to land on Minmus and then take off again and get back to Kerbin and land on Kerbin. It's going to have enough Delta V to do that. Once I have that, I'll show it to you, and then I'm going to build a ship that's going to be capable of taking 5 of them up to Minmus. So I'll be back after this. Okay, we're back. Pretty compact, pretty standard lander here. One problem, I calculated that I need about 400 Delta V to both land on Minmus and then get home to Kerbin from Minmus. Maybe 500, and I've got 1555, and I can't fit anything else on this thing. I don't exactly know what to do. I have solar panels on here, and I have these smaller landing legs, which I also never had before, so I think that the thing is there. I've fit the goo container on the top, and I got a parachute on the back. So yeah, but let's go ahead and name him a lander. Let's call him Minmus. Mini lander. Let's just call him Mini. He's not specifically for Minmus. Let's go ahead and save this guy. Now we're going to set, this is our root part. We're also, yeah, we're going to leave those retracted. Yeah, I use the tweakables. This is a new thing. I can tweakable this. I can say start retracted, which is really cool, or start deployed. So, and I did that so I could make sure that they can fit down. Now I set this as the root part using the root part mod, which I love. And now we are going to save this using this root part as a subassembly, and we're going to call it Mini Lander. And really quickly, I'm going to say Science Junior Goo Parachute. No transmit. These guys' goal is to come home. So, now we're going to load this mini lander back up, and we're going to test at the launch pad. I'm just going to fly it. What I want to see here is if he has enough juice in him. Wait a minute. What am I thinking? I'm not transmitting. I don't need all these batteries. I'm stupid. Let's go ahead and observe the mystery goo here on the launch pad. Go ahead and keep that data for 3 science. And let's observe the materials bay. For some reason, I was thinking that I was going to have to save this stuff. 7.5 science, let's go ahead and keep that. And let's recover him. Successful test. Yeah, I don't need the batteries basically at all. I think I'm going to save 3 of them. But I'm going to chuck the other 6. And we got 10 science for that. That's pretty good. Okay, well, now I'm going to fix that, and then I'm going to build a launcher for 5 of these things. And I will be back when I have that. Okay, we're back. Kerbal Engineer is telling me this has no chance of making it to Minmus. It will barely make it to orbit. My gut is telling me it's wrong. So I'm going to... Oh, I don't want to name it Mini Lander. Let's name it Minmus 5 Prober. Let's save it and I'll launch it. Okay, through the magic of video editing, you didn't see this, but I added solar panels down here. I reverted to the hangar and everything. Okay, so now we have, and it says actually 6 probes, but only 5 of them are going to land. We are set to launch. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's bring up our Kerbal Engineer. Oh, I have to redo all my what I care about. I care about whether or not we're reaching terminal velocity, and I care about obviously if I start running out of fuel on my rockets, but that'll be easy to watch for. Got a pretty good ascent profile here. Pretty happy with it so far. Definitely cruising along nicely. So far I haven't had to throttle down yet. Still thinking Kerbal Engineer's probably right. I'll have to add either some more fuel or something. I might add an extra set of fuel tanks to drop without engines on them. But I might, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, we're above 100. Let's drop that back down. There we go. And we're about to lose our fuel tanks here. Which is going to completely change our thrust to weight ratio. Efficiency's going down. Not a big deal. Starting my gravity turn very, very slightly. Yeah, I don't have much in the way of left to right control. I probably should have thrown a reaction wheel system on this thing somewhere. Thinking about rotating so I can use the fins to give myself left and right control. Yeah. Of course, now I've lost my ability to do up and down control, which is no good whatsoever. Yeah, I think this might be a problem. And yeah, our atmospheric efficiency is basically nothing to worry about. Yeah, I opted for the more powerful engines instead of the thrust vectoring engines. Might be wise to put a thrust vectoring on the inside one just to give me some more thrust vectoring. Yeah, see, I have almost no control over the fact that I'm not on that, right on the 90-degree mark there. Also, what's our apoapsis? 15. So I don't want to actually be heading this way until I'm at 20. So I'm definitely not happy with the control, or lack of control, really. The clouds look pretty good, but they're a little tiled. The little bumps on them, you can kind of see a pattern. Still pretty freaking awesome. Okay, we're finally back there. What's our... Okay. Our apoapsis is above 20, but we're basically at our apoapsis. We are nowhere near heading in the direction we want to be heading. Our atmospheric efficiency is still going down, though, so I'm not that concerned about it. I think I'm just going to sit here. Wait a second. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I don't care about... Oops. I don't care about vessel. I care about orbit. There we go. Apoapsis 30. Okay, that seems more reasonable. Yeah, we're never going to see that, so let's do this here. Yeah, see, our total delta V... Yeah, we need more delta V. We're probably going to get into orbit. This guy really wants to go up, and I can't stop it. It's almost as if I'm not in control. We have energy. I'm not in control of this ship. And I don't know why. I have no idea why I'm not in control of this ship. Nothing wrong has happened. But I can turn SAS on and off, but when I move these, nothing happens. I feel like I should know what's wrong. I think it's a bug. I don't know, though. We're still kind of heading the way I want to head. It doesn't matter if I'm on caps lock or not. Yeah, it's like I can do everything but control from here. Yeah, that doesn't work. Well, see, our apparatus is going to be crazy by the time we're out of fuel. I think I might have enough fuel to do all the things I want to do. I just don't have control. I'm going to have to revert my flight. Actually, instead of reverting to launch, I reverted to vehicle assembly, and I'm going to swap out this engine for a thrust vectoring engine, which is, I think, this one? Yeah. That way I'll always have a little bit of thrust vectoring. And I'm also going to rotate this guy 90 degrees so that I have left-right control when we after we drop the first stage. Okay, we're gonna save this and launch it. Yeah, it's weird. Did they take that away? I'm positive that I've seen the SAS turn into little things, but I mean, it's letting me control them. You know, like it's letting me move these things. So I'm assuming that it's all okay. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, launch. Yeah, I mean it's moving them. This thing is not activated. Let's just assume that I put that on the first stage here. Okay, we care about our atmospheric efficiency here. Yeah, I mean, it's letting me control the ship, so... I mean, it might have been that because all I had was these things to control it, my little octos just didn't have the juice, didn't have the reaction wheels to do it. Probably should have added a reaction wheel or two somewhere along the chain, but oh well. Live and learn. Okay, tell you what, I will either see you in orbit or when I decide that something screwed up too much to do. Okay, the first problem so far is that, if you notice, I'm having a hard time angling him over. It's not that big of a deal because I want to do this slow anyway, but it would probably be better if I had a little bit more control over that. But so far, so good. I'm actually going to switch to vessel. All I care about is my apoapsis and how much delta V I have. We're never reaching atmospheric efficiency. So, okay, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've lost all of our fins, if you want to call them that, and we still have control. It's just very little, and the SAS is still not changing. I wonder if the octo cores don't have any rotation at all. Maybe that's the problem, and if that is the problem, then we have a problem in that I have no way to control these guys once they detach from each other or from themselves or whatever. But we're doing pretty good. If I can select... Yeah, it doesn't let me turn off the reaction wheels, which tells me that it doesn't have any, which is a serious design flaw. I almost want to... I'm going to get into orbit because that'll at least verify the veracity of my thing here. I might just land these guys in different places around Kerbin. And get the science that way. It's a shame though. Partially because I was planning on getting my science around Kerbin by flying airplanes to different places. But oh well. Yeah, I have very little control over this thing. It's very stable, though. That's nice. I have no problems keeping things aimed, or keeping it from wobbling and things like that. Yeah, see, I want to send a plane there. I want to land on that mountain. It says we've got 800 and some odd delta V here, and I guess that's about what we need to reach orbit. A little bit more. Just figured you want to see this. I'm still a bit of the way from orbit, and I've switched to this engine here, which has gimbaling. So actually, all of these probes have gimbaling because they all have this engine on them. So while the engine's running, I can control where the ship aims. We are also almost in orbit because our periapsis is almost above the ground. Even though we're still 43,000 meters from the ground, and we have nowhere near enough fuel to get us to Minmus. Although I'm still hoping we can reach orbit. Basically, I think I'm gonna try to reach orbit on this guy. Pick a couple choice areas to land these guys. Make sure they'll land. That's actually probably a good test as well. Periapsis is above the ground, which is always important. Oh, and there's the magical camera change. That tells us we're kind of orbit-ish-ing. I'm just going to get this up to about 75. Actually, maybe 80, and then I'm going to kill the engine. This being my apoapsis height. Because we're still going to get some atmospheric drag. Actually, probably a decent amount. Let's see what happens when we reach 80 here and cut the engines. Yeah, see, it's going down really fast. When it gets down to, say, 65, I'm going to turn the engine back on. Get it back to, let's say, 85 this time. There we go. Speed up time again. Yeah, see, it's coming down slower now. I have more control now. The less fuel I have. Let's say 82. Yeah, we're almost out of the thickest part of the atmosphere. We do have some control over our heading. So these octos do have a little bit of something in them. I don't think our apoapsis is ever going to get below 70, but I could be wrong about that. Hey, there's the moon. Let's burn for it. No, let's not. Yeah, see, we're almost not losing anything at all except for the sunlight. The sun is... we're halfway across the sun. Oh, look at those clouds. They're just so pretty. Yeah, we're basically waiting till we're at 70. There's not much we can do until we get there. Once we get to 70, we're just going to have to burn to get our periapsis above the horizon, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do as far as picking our locations is concerned. Yeah, we just need a little bit more fuel. I don't remember how much it is to get to Minmus, but it's somewhere in the vicinity of 800. So we're so close. The thing is, these probes could probably get there themselves and back, because they have 1,500 each. Actually, now I'm starting to think. Okay. I'm starting to think that maybe we could do it. Maybe we should try sending one probe to Minmus and see what happens. See, I don't want my apoapsis to get too high, but I've got to get my periapsis above 70 before the sun sets. There we go. We're in orbit. Let's say successful. Okay, we are going to do a test. See, what I'm thinking about doing is just using the rest of this guy's fuel to get as close to Minmus as possible. Maybe leave a tiny bit in the fuel tank, enough for him to come back and crash into Kerbin. With the goo container and everything. Just like, you know, a smidgen of Delta V left. Yeah, let's do it. We're not here to go home. Let's see. There's Minmus. It's gonna be in orbit. We're gonna be. Oh, that's pretty much perfect. Add our periapsis. We're gonna add a maneuver here. Go up to Minmus. What is that? Yeah, 900 Delta V. That's a pretty crappy angle. Maybe we should just use this fuel to... Nah. And then basically detach all 5 probes. Get them done as good as possible. This is going to be crazy. Okay, let's get aimed at this thing. And now one thing I could do is transfer some of their fuel. I could probably transfer let's say half of their fuel back to this guy. Can I do that with TAC fuel balancer? Liquid fuel, oxidizer. Yeah. Actually, let's just balance all. And when the total fuel gets down to half, then I note it to stop with that guy. And that should actually be able to get him to Minmus. Okay. It's a 4-minute burn, almost 5-minute burn. So we're going to start at 250, and we're going to crank up time here. It's now night. The lights under the clouds there. So pretty. Wish I could speed up faster, but I can't. Kerbal Space Center. We're going to Minmus, I promise.